Okay. Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming on the Zoom. We are so pumped. My team loves you. We're so excited. You guys, I'm excited for you to hear from Christy tonight. She is the number 3 income earner in the entire company. And her story is awesome. She is fire. And honestly, if you're just looking for a little bit of inspiration right now, I really just encourage you to get out a pen and paper and take some notes because everything she's about to say is fire. If you have questions, throw them in the chat. But Christy, if we can just start off with your story and just like how you found this business, and then I have some questions for you as we go.
Okay, awesome. Hey, okay, I'm super excited to be on here. It's always fun because you're like, wait, what, me? It's awesome. So, obviously, I'm Christy, and I've been in this business now for it's been almost 7.5 years. It's like been my whole life, basically. I'm only 27 years old. So I started the business when I was 20, you guys, and honestly, I started it just completely on a whim. I had graduated cosmetology school. I had just got married. My husband and I were completely long distance until we got married. And so we got married. I moved to Utah with him where he was in college. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have the best life ever. I'm this newlywed. I have my career, my husband, my this, my that. And it freaking sucked. Like, we didn't really fight about it, but he was always like, babe, you can't get your nails done. Like, we don't have extra money. Like, you can't do that. And then, super cool, we qualified for Medicaid and food stamps. That's obviously a joke. And I was like, okay, this is not like what I wanted for myself. Like, I had this whole plan and this is not it. So we were obviously paycheck to paycheck. And my husband's like, oh my gosh, you should get a second job while you're building up your clientele. That was the problem. I had moved to a new state, so I didn't have a big clientele at all for hair. And so he's like, well, I did see that Walmart was hiring. And nothing against Walmart, you guys, but I was like, I just spent 20 grand on hair school. I'm not going to go and pick up a second job for minimum wage. Like, it's just not going to happen. And so, honestly, the business just kind of fell into my lap. This girl, she was doing eyelashes at my salon, and she basically just bombarded us totally. She was just like, oh my gosh, like, you guys need to do this wrap and need this business, blah, blah, blah. And so I had no idea what it was. I had no idea anything, you guys. So I took it home to my husband, and I basically told her, like, yeah, sure, that's awesome. Like, let me just talk to my husband because it's $99 and we don't have no dollars. And so I took it home, and my husband was like, babe, is it network marketing? And I was like, I don't know what network marketing is. And he was like, okay, so like, do you sell something to somebody and then you teach other people how to sell something, like a product? And I was like, I don't know. I just know there's a product, just one product, just the wrap. I didn't even know anything, you guys. He's like, okay, it's network marketing. And he's like, just try it. He's like, because honestly, like, I totally believe in network marketing. Like, you should just try it. It's $99. If you think you can make back the $99, just do it. And I was like, okay, fine, whatever. I don't know what I'm doing. And so I did hesitate, you guys. I did hesitate when I was like clicking that button. But honestly, like, I was like, whatever. Like, he just told me I could spend $99. So that's pretty cool too. So you guys, really the biggest thing was that we wanted to start having kids. Okay, I wanted to start having kids. And I saw all these little babies at church. My husband's like, babe, I would love to start having kids, except for the fact that you and I are on food stamps and Medicaid. Like, that is not a way to bring a family up. And I was like, just so you guys know, there's a couple people not muted. But anyways, I don't need to hear around, guys. We've gone a little crazy before. So anyways, so long story short, I was super freaking slow, you guys. I didn't sign my first customer or distributor for 3.5 months in the business. Okay. And this is why I tell people, don't compare your journey. Like, we say 100 times. How many of you guys have actually heard that? Don't compare your journey. But guess what? You still go on Facebook and you still compare in your journey. You do it, right? Even I do it. I have to keep my blinders on because if not, I will. And I know better. So I just kept going. That was the thing. Like, I made cash. I made wrap cash is what we used to call it, because we were slanging wraps, and I had this auto ship thing on that I didn't know how to turn off. I didn't even like know what eSuite was, didn't know how to log on, nothing. So I was like, okay, my husband's like, babe, you got these wraps, you need to sell them. So what I would do is I learned how to do eyelashes. And so the only people I knew were in Vegas. So I would go when I was pregnant, and then also when I had my newborn, I would go back and forth from Vegas to Utah, and I would slang wraps and eyelashes. I was here for like a week, and I would just like book like wrap appointments, you guys, like all the time. And so I did see the cash. So anyways, finally someone was like, I saw a post of someone that they're like, ask those people to become customers and distributors. And I was like, oh, okay. So then when I would wrap them, I'd be like, you should become a customer. You should become a customer. You should become a customer. I don't know what a customer is, but you should become it. And so eventually I started signing a couple people. And you know what? I got to Diamond, you guys, because I signed a girl that just like, she just took off and she knew how to sign distributors. I didn't really know how to sign distributors yet, but she did. And it's funny because she's not here today, but I say all the time, you guys, like some people are here with you for a season, a reason, and some people are here forever. And so you actually, just so you guys know, I don't have one person left on my Diamond chart. I'm not saying that's a good thing. However, you make more money if you sign your runners after Diamond. So just get to Diamond and then go and find the really awesome people. And so that's why my checks were always way above average, because there's a little something extra bonus that happens when you go Diamond. So long story short, the next year after that, I went double. And then the next year after that, I went triple. After the big booms after conference. And I was like, you know what? I'm not doing this again. I'm not taking another year to go one freaking rank. And so I was triple in January, and then I went presidential in March, and then presidential in February. And then I was like, all right, we're not taking our foot off the gas. And so then we went ambassador in May, a few months later. And so it's just momentum. Like, it doesn't matter what time of the year. It doesn't really matter what's going on. It just matters like you decide to make it happen. And so now I'm going double ambassador this month, making it happen. We're doing it. And if you guys don't know what that is, when you go ambassador, they let you open up a second account and do it again. And so if you guys are like, well, girl, you got in at the right time 7 years ago. Well, guess what? Pretend like I got in a couple years ago, because I'm going to do it again. So anyways, and now I have 4 kids. I had no kids. Now I have 4 kids. We have, obviously, you guys, money can buy whatever you want. It can buy your time, your freedom. It can buy your house. It can buy your cars. It can buy your kids' private school. All of the things, we have them. I have my husband home. We have 4 kids. It's so awesome. I don't actually know if I would have 4 kids if I didn't have my husband home, if I'm being really honest. So,
Dude, that just fired me up so much. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is so awesome. So, and you know what? One thing I want to touch on too, like, this thing always sticks with me. Money doesn't buy happiness, but money buys you options. That's, what it comes down to. Money gives you the options to do things. And what I found, and like, drop a 1 in the comments if you feel this way. I was doing everything that I thought we were supposed to do to like be successful, go to school, didn't really work out, get a job. That didn't allow me to move forward and pay off my debt. Like, it didn't get that situation for me didn't allow me to have the money to give myself options. And that's why, like, when I think about, people joining this business, I'm like, when I turned this business down for 3 years because I didn't have $99, because my, jobs weren't allowing me to have an extra $99, my realization was like, if I don't have an extra $99 to spend on myself, if I'm working 60 hours a week, like, that's a problem. And so while money doesn't buy happiness, it gives you options. And this is truly a business where you can come from any background and like just have massive success and give yourself so much freedom, so much options. Okay. One of the things you said was, when you joined, you didn't just like jump in and know what to do. You had to figure it out. You had to learn. We have a lot of new people on. And so what was it for you that you felt pushed you to want to figure it out? Was it like watching other people that were successful? What was it?
So honestly, I was on a team page, which you guys are all on. And I just, number one, I had those products coming. So that's a part of the thing. I had to sell them. And number 2, I just saw people doing it. Like, I was kind of just a watcher. And some of you guys, if you're on here, you're not a watcher, right? Like, you're doing more than watching. You're actually taking the steps. But I saw other leaders and I was like, well, I can't do that, but maybe I could do just like a little bit of what they're doing, right? Like, they're making $30,000, $50,000 a month. maybe I could just make like a few thousand. And so honestly, I just didn't even think about it too much. I just kept watching. And then I was like, they would say, do something. And I was like, okay, maybe I'll just do this thing today, you know? And so it was kind of like I was one foot in, one foot out, but it was the perfect pace for me, because if you would have thrown so much information at me, like I would have been like, peace. So, you know, for me, you guys, it's just keep it simple. Like it is not that hard to be successful in this business. The problem is that people, they want it right now. We're a society of give me it now. I want success now. I joined your business for $99. Where's all my money? Okay, but you didn't do anything yet. If you want to make what I make, you not only have to do the work that I do, but you also have to give it that time. This business is the compound effect, you guys. What it is that I always explain it this way. When the work that I took to go diamond and go double diamond, you guys, that's the same work I'm doing to go double ambassador. I'm just making way more, but it's because over time that compounded. And so over time I had team doing the same thing. It is very simple steps. We all do the same steps. Doesn't matter how Jackie posts, message, ads, interacts, follow up, personal development. We all do it. We all do it. That's it. That's all we do.
Okay, so that is so, oh my gosh, I'm like, I get so fired up listening to you talk. I'm like, yes. Okay, so you talk about the compound effect. So when you come into this business, you know, a lot of the time, you know, because we work from social media, people expect, okay, I'm going to put up a status. I'm going to get all my friends and family to buy for me. It's going to be gravy. We're going to go diamond. And then when it doesn't happen, some people are like, okay, if my friends aren't ready to buy for me, or my mom isn't going to buy for me, how will, you know, why will somebody else want to buy for me? I remember thinking that. So do you mind speaking on like the importance of, and you kind of already answered this, but the importance of like being so consistent through a season where you're not seeing results, and like what that meant to you?
Absolutely. So it's funny that you asked me that question, because I actually had 2 out of 3 of my sisters block me on Facebook when I started. They were like, that's stupid, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, it's the classic thing we always say. They weren't paying my bills. Were they calling me and saying, okay, I'm gonna give you enough money each month so that you can get off Medicaid and food stamps? That was just the thing. They weren't going to. And I knew I didn't even have like an Instagram. I knew I had 200 Facebook friends, but I also know that logically there's a million and billions of people in the world. And so if I could just reach them, some of them are going to become my customers and distributors. It's that I'm just so like simple, you guys, to where like it is numbers, it's logic. Like it's not that difficult to just realize that if your inner circle isn't going to support you, that's okay. Do I still have a good relationship with them? Absolutely. But are they my friends on Facebook to this day? No, they're not. And that's okay. And you know what? You know what I get to do? One of those sisters, I get to help her in different ways. One of her kids, long story short, he's got special needs, and I'm able to give back to my family in different ways. And so like, it's funny, that full circle, the lack of support. If I would have stopped, I would have never been able to help my family at this day. But you know what? Like my mom was supportive, and that was really cool. She was my first distributor, like, yay. And so that was really awesome. But if she wouldn't have, then I would have kept going, you guys. Like it's just logic. Like you have to just grow your network with people. And at the end of the day, like they're out there. That's what I have to remind myself of every day. Through every single season of my business, when I'm posting, I'm attracting someone new. That July that I posted that business post and I sent out my messages, I signed up a girl this last July, you guys. I signed up a girl that went double diamond in less than 90 days. And then, she went diamond in less than 90 days and then double diamond the next month. And then she took her husband diamond, and then just a freaking crazy ripple effect. But you know what? That same month, I also signed 2 other girls that went diamond in 90 days. Just that same month, you guys. If I would have said, oh, it's summer, it's so hot, we're going to the beach, it's a slow season, blah, 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 blah. Like, I don't believe in seasons. That was their season. I have to be prepared for every single month, every single season, because we have to think of the people that are watching us. They're going to have a season. That was the season that this girl was feeling down. She needed to lose weight. She felt crappy about herself. So she became a customer for 5 days and then switched over to a distributor immediately because I offered it to her because she had such amazing results. That was her season. If you're not prepared, every season you're going to lose them when they're ready. And I will sign them because I am prepared every single month. Like the people I'm signing this month, I don't know who it's going to be. I don't, you guys, but I will, sure as heck will be so consistent that the right people that I'm praying for into my business, they're going to say yes. And they're going to come to me because I'm consistent regardless. Like consistent. It's funny. My team, it's so funny that you say that because my team actually calls me Christy Consistency. You guys, I do not skip a freaking beat. I don't skip a beat. If I am in the hospital having a baby, I'm making a post. If I'm having a crappy day, I'm literally making a post. Like I am always consistent. You know why? I'm actually consistent because I'm excited about what could happen, but I'm also scared of what I could lose. If that one day that I skip or I don't post or I don't follow up, what if my next runner is signed by someone else? That freaking hurts. I've had it happen. You only have to have it happen one freaking time to never let that happen again. But like, I'm telling you, if you're not consistent, like Jackie's going to be consistent. I'm going to be consistent and I'm going to sign them up.
I just love that you say that. And I love that Christy consistency. That's so good. Okay. So, but you guys feel like, if you're on my team, you know this too, like consistency, I feel is the foundation to this business. Like you can you can have the same post as the number one income earner or, you know, but if you're not consistently doing all of the things, it shows your audience that you're not like a reputable business. Like that's what I think about. My mindset has been since I started that people are naturally skeptical of what we do. Like I feel this industry is not new, but it's just changed so much because social media and the way we do it, and it's different and it's evolving and it's growing. And I think people have a right to sit and watch and be skeptical. I was skeptical before I joined, but it was watching this lady she never missed a day. Just like Christy said, never missed a day. Life happens. It doesn't happen. You're having a great day. You're traveling. You're at the beach. You have something going on. You're having a baby. Like you're posting. Consistency reaffirms your message. And if you're truly building this business on social media, if you don't know Christy, you don't know Christy. So if she's not posting, how are you ever going to get to fall into her circle of influence if she's not even opening the door? Okay. So we're talking about consistency now. What are the things like really targeted towards a new distributor? We have lots of new people on. What are the things that you are consistent with every day, like regardless of what's going on?
So the first thing is the personal development, because I think when we're talking about consistency, you guys, what it really actually comes down to is discipline. You can't be consistent if you're not disciplined. And for me, the way that I learned how to be disciplined is through personal development. That's really what it was. So my personal development is number one priority, like number freaking one priority. Seriously. I start my day with it. I end my day with it, but also right now, like with all the kids home, it's all up in all my day, all the time. And so, obviously you guys, honestly, they're all important, but the next thing is you will never see me not post. If I don't post, my team's like, did you die? Like literally, they're like, where are you? Hey, I see you didn't post. Like, what's going on? Like once I didn't post till like 10 p.m. at night, and like I literally had people texting me. And so that's the first thing. And you guys, going along with posting is stories. So if you guys are using Instagram or whatever you're using, TikTok, whatever you're using, you guys, the thing is that people, if you're using Facebook or Instagram, people naturally are going to go to your stories first. And so if you are not keeping your stories loaded up, you are missing out. Even I do that. Even I know that I need to go interact with people, but even I go to the stories first. So I always have my stories up with personal things mixed in, because your TV, you are their TV. Okay. And so if you're not giving them something to watch, like they're changing the channel. Seriously. And then obviously the next thing is I'm a messenger. I have looked at it to this day because people were like, oh, attraction marketing. And I'm like, that's great, but I'm doing both. because half of my leaders, I do it like almost every few months, and I look at it because I want to see like, where am I getting results? I look at it. Half of my diamonds and above I've gone to, and the other half have came to me. And so I'm like, I would have half the business if I didn't message. Seriously. So I offer the business to people every single month. That girl that went diamond 90 days, she came from a message. I offered her the business. And anyways, so I'm always messaging you guys. I think it's super important. Do I message 100 people a day? No, I personally don't, and I never have, and I don't feel like I should have to. But again, it's the compound effect. If you message 100 today and then nothing for a week, I'd still message more than you at the end of the week by me doing 20 to 30 a day. So that's what it is. So I usually do 20 to 30 a day, offering the business, sometimes host to post, whatever. So I'm always, always, always offering the opportunity, you guys. And even if they don't say yes, the biggest thing is that you're planting a seed. So for those of you guys that are new, like, you haven't established anything for them yet. You might have 5 posts up so far, right? So they can't just scroll and see your stuff. But even when I've clearly proven the business has worked, right? But even then, I message people, and I'm messaging them to do my work for the day, because I know that probably they're not going to say yes. A few will be interested, the rest will watch. And the people that are interested are still going to have to watch. But now they're watching me. If you don't message them, they're not going to start watching you. That's the thing. I'm basically saying like, hey, I want 25 new eyes on me for the next, month or two. Those are going to be my next distributors, and they always are. Interaction is super important just because of Facebook and Instagram, you guys. Interaction, I usually, like I said, I go to stories first because that gets me in their inbox. I'm always replying to people's stories. So, they have pictures of their kids. I'm like, oh my gosh, her dress is so cute. Where is it from? I'm always doing that because it's building a relationship. Commenting on posts, Facebook, Instagram, same type of deal. Of course, adding to your network, you guys. I add people every single day. On Instagram, I usually follow, like, honestly, when you're in the bathroom, just go follow a bunch of people. It takes 2 seconds. I just go to a friend of a friend, follow. And then, next time I'm in the bathroom, follow. Like, it's not brain surgery. It is very simple, you guys. Same thing for Facebook. I'll go to a friend of a friend. Do not go to the people you may know, because y'all are going to all know each other and each other's friends. So go to a friend of a friend, and then I just add from there. And then, gosh, did I go over it all? Post, message, add, interact. Oh, follow up. Okay. Fortune is in the follow up, you guys. So I have lost distributors from this because I planted the seed. They watched me, but somebody else reached out to them at the right time, and I lost them. And so it's so important for people to follow up, but people always ask, what's your system? What's your system? My system is that I have a big giant piece of paper, or I have my notebook, and on each sheet of paper, I just have my potential distributors, and I just go through it, and I'm like, okay, who have I not talked to in a week? Who have I not interacted with in a week? And that's just kind of how I do it, because every person's different, right? Some people were way interested. Some people were like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. So following up really is like the golden ticket. That is the golden ticket, because again, the people that I reached out to, if I wouldn't have followed up with them, they wouldn't be here today. And those are my diamonds, my doubles, my triples, my presidentials. I just had a girl go presidential last month. She's amazing. You guys, I messaged her. Okay. Well, first I commented on one of her pictures, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, your hair is so beautiful, whatever. And then I offered her the business. Okay. And then I followed up with her. She was interested, and she blew me off like 3 times. We were supposed to get together in person, and she just like no-showed. Well, now she's a presidential. So obviously she eventually signed up. Okay. But like, I didn't get butthurt. I didn't take it personally. I literally was just like, she's a name on a list that I'm following up with. And then beyond that, until she signs up, I'm only in a relationship with her when I'm talking to her. And I say that, you guys, because people are always like, I have 3 people. I have 3 people that I'm following up with. I have 3 potentials. That's all I need for Ruby. And I'm like, those people could sign up in a year from now. Like they could sign up in a year from now. So people are on a list and they're just a list until I'm talking to them. Then I'm being genuine. I'm talking with them, but they are not a signed distributor, you guys, until you have followed up so much that they actually signed up. That's super important to know, especially as a new distributor. Don't count on people. Be excited. Say that you're signing a distributor, but literally only God knows who that's going to be. It's funny because I'll be like, I'm going to sign 2 distributors. I have 2 people lined up. Those 2 don't sign. And then 2 random people message me and they're like, oh, I'm ready. I've been watching you. And I'm like, okay, I hear you. So those are all the things, you guys. That's what we do every single day. And it is so simple. Like it all takes 1 hour. Honestly, the actual work only takes like an hour a day to do all of those things if you're efficient.
Yes, I'm so happy that you added that to the end. If you are efficient, because you can, like, you truly can work this business in an hour. But what I feel like is because we're on our phone, like sometimes you can get into this thing of like, I'm working, but it's like at the end of the day, we're not like punching hours here. Like you get paid on your productivity. So when you can figure out how to be so productive in that hour, like this is gonna like just move your business so far. Okay. And one more thing that I wanted to say that I wrote down, I'm taking notes here, is I feel like, if you're new or if you've been in for a bit, you really have to take the emotion out of it. Like that's what I hear when I'm hearing Christy talk about her potentials and her list and the follow-up. Like if you're new or you're building and you're like, man, I have all these people that I'm following up with and they're not ready yet or whatever's going on, like taking the emotion out of it and being so focused on where you're going is just like, you just have to remember, like it truly is a numbers game. And I mean, I look at my situation, I signed with somebody after 3 years. So if you've been in this business for 6 months and you're finding you're getting no's, like that is okay. Like people are saying no to you right now. These can be your people in the next year, 6 months, 3 years, and you're going to need business all that time. So just remember that compound effect. And if you're feeling, frustrated or, whatever, take the emotion out of it and just get that list down. Okay. 2 more things I have. Can you talk about, I know you signed a lot of distributors, and so I know you message for distributors, but can you like kind of touch on your lifestyle posts? You're so good at writing lifestyle posts, and maybe if for someone that's, new and feeling like, well, I haven't built to the top of a company, like I haven't made money yet, how can I post to attract distributors?
So there's a couple things that I do, you guys. And that I did in the beginning. So number 1, I don't know if this is what Jackie teaches, but I'm just going to say it anyway. So, it's okay to be a copycat. Like, who cares? Like, I remember like I was already like triple or presidential. And I was like, babe, I'm so brain farting on a post right now. And he's like, just take one of those girls, take Jade's. And I was like, babe, but people are like watching me now. And he's like, who cares? He's like, what matters is bringing in new distributors. And if what she's saying is inspiring you, it's going to inspire your potentials. I was like, all right. So from then on, I was like, you're right. Like no shame. So of course we want to reword it. Of course we want to make it in our words. If we don't use fancy typing, of course we want to check that out if they did, but like, who cares? Like, oh, and I loved when Carrie said that on stage, dude. I was like, yes, finally someone's saying it's okay to be a copycat. Like, who cares? If someone's doing well, obviously it's awesome. So anyways, number 1, who cares? That's how I learned. I was a copycat, and I learned because I would read obviously the own post, and I was like, okay. And so the next thing is you guys, the personal development. That's how I make a huge part of my post, the personal development. So an actual like tip that you can take is go to Pinterest, type in like motivational quote or inspiration. Take that, make that the first line of your post, and then kind of elaborate from there, because that's a great way. Like people just want to be inspired, and you are almost like giving people personal development to sign before they've even actually signed. And so I'll just like, if I'm ever brain farting too, I'll just take a quote off Pinterest and I'll be like, like, oh, success demands work or something, and then I'll be like, okay, you're right. Success demands work. And I'll start like talking into the phone, whatever. And then I'll reword it. And then I'm like, okay, that's a pretty awesome post. So that's a great way too. And then as far as like lifestyle posts, you guys, it's all about the picture. It's all about the picture. This is how it goes. Okay. This is social media. Your first goal is to get their attention with your picture. I'm not saying that you have to be all glammed up. I'm just saying that it has to be like crisp, clear, have a filter. Like it needs to look like a good photo, right? Sometimes people love like the messy background, this, that, whatever. So it just has to be like something that's going to stop them. Okay. And so the photo is what's going to stop them. And then what's going to make them read the post is the first line of that post. And so you got to kind of get good at taking different pictures from, you know, different things. Like I tell my girls, get dressed, change your shirt a few times, go in the front yard, go in the backyard, go upstairs, go downstairs, have your husband follow you around with your phone, without your phone, whatever. Like there's a million things you can do for content, you guys. My kids, perfect. I'm like, I'm not dressed today and I don't want to be in a picture. Take a picture of my kids, like winning, you know? So, and obviously we know there's plenty of ambassadors that don't have kids. So don't let that be an excuse. But that's a great way to make, you know, like make them stop, you guys, to actually read your posts. And then the last thing that I guess would be for a newbie or anybody really that I had to remind myself of the other day, and I had to put my goal out there, is where and why you started. Why did you start this business? It doesn't matter like if you just started today. Where are you at? Why did you start? Okay. And a good way to think of this is like, what don't you want in your life? Okay. That's a great way to start to fit. I remember reading in this book one time, it was like, sometimes we don't know what we want because we don't know what's possible. So the best way to start figuring out what we want is to start writing down what we don't want. And then we start to understand what we do want. So, you know, what don't you want? What don't you want? What don't you want? And then, you know, where you're at now, AKA what gave you that, this business, right? And then where you're going, okay? Where you're going. So that might mean for somebody brand new, like you guys, like I had no way out. Like I was struggling paycheck to paycheck and I found this business and I'm so excited because by the end of this month, I'm going Emerald and I'm going to be making an extra $750 a month or whatever it is for you guys in Canada. But you know, like it's just people want to be a part of a movement. Oh, this was such a good podcast too, you guys. Like personal development, like I said, I'm actually not that awesome. I just listen and read and stuff. And so then I get more words and I sound more awesome when I talk to people. So this podcast, the Ed Milet Show, super good. It's a podcast, you guys, the Ed Milet Show, and it's just really, really, really good. But anyway, so he was talking about like people want to be a part of a movement, okay? And your goals is a movement. And you're not being selfish. You're not being selfish because guess what? This business is the perfect business. You don't get to be selfish. You literally can't promote without helping people promote, okay? So it's a win-win. So people want to be a part of a movement. But if you don't tell people where you're going every single day, you're going to lose them. They're not going to be a part of your movement. Your customers, your potential customers, they want to be a part of your movement. So you have to make sure that there is a movement for them to be a part of. And that's your ruby. That's your emerald. That's your diamond. That's your ambassador. They want to be a part of that, you guys. And, you know, I constantly have to remind myself of this because sometimes we feel selfish. We're like, but how am I supposed to say this and say that? Or there's so many people in the world who lost their jobs right now, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, so stay focused and go help some of them make some money, you know? And so you guys, like, honestly, just be so loud about your goals. Be so freaking loud. That's your posts. That's your posts right there. Where are you going? Like, and then you'll start to, when you start to look at other people's posts too, and I always tell my girls, only follow 2 or so leaders that inspire you. One of your leaders and then one outside of that. Don't follow them all because they will distract you. So I tell my girls, like, you're only allowed 2 people. One is me and one is someone else. I'm like, that's it. And so, because we will distract you, but there's leaders that I follow and I'm like, okay, you distracted me. I'm not going to follow you. And there's other people that inspire me. So I will go to their page, get some inspiration and get off. But my whole point with that was when you go to other people's pages, you'll see how they write their story. Copy and paste it in the notes into your phone and try to insert your story into their template. and you'll start to realize your story. I remember I was like, I don't have a story. I don't have a story. I don't have a story. And I remember hearing somebody say like, we're on Medicaid and food stamps. And I was like, well, damn, I was on Medicaid and food stamps, or I am on Medicaid and food stamps. And I didn't think it was a part of my story, but because I read it on somebody else's, I was like, oh, like that's kind of a big deal. You know, like I didn't think like nail money was a big deal until I saw someone else's post and they elaborated on it so much. Like they were like, you know, like this is something that we take for granted now, but like it's such a big thing and women just want to be pampered. They want to feel good. And I was like, you're right. Like, and this business has allowed me to just get my, you know, manicure and pedicure every single month. And so we have to be loud about the big things, loud about the small things, but take other people's templates and you'll start to realize like you probably have a really big story, and it's actually, you're actually lucky that you haven't made any money yet if you are brand new today, because you have a story that like people are going to be a part of. Like they want to be a part of your movement. And when you start talking about like you're going diamond and they see you go diamond, oh my gosh, you're going to have the watchers and the people that are going to be a part of it. And it's just going to be like freaking amazing.
This is so good. I'm like, yes. Okay. Okay. So I have a question, and then I'm going to scroll back up because I know there was one. But can you talk a little bit about how you're starting your distributors? I know you enroll a lot. How are you, how are you spending making sure you're working your business, attending to your new distributors, all the things?
So I actually did a Zoom with Cami on this. So if you want like super extra details, like an hour-long Zoom is like super detailed. But I'll just kind of go over what I do. So I wouldn't do this personally if you don't sign like at least 10 distributors a month or so. Maybe 5, maybe 10. I do a little newbie group message because I feel like our team page is really big now, that the personal connection between the people is kind of lost, and people want that sisterhood or brotherhood, whatever. I don't know if you have guys on here. They want that. And so I just have a little newbie message. And for me, I'm always building new. And so the people that are in the message are probably the people that I'm placing the new under. So they're actually starting to kind of see each other and watch each other and whatnot. So kind of getting to know each other. But I have a system in my team page. I'm sure you do too. I just have, my 5 training videos. Like my first one, it just literally goes over like 5 or 6 of our top products. And then it says, okay, you're going to message your friends and family. As you're watching this, I want you to write down 20 names. Those are going to be the people that you're going to message. That's your chicken noodle soup people. And so they're watching the thing, making a list. And then the message just literally says like, hey mom, like I started a health and wellness business. I'm so excited. I'm looking for my first few customers. And obviously, you're someone I trust and I would love your review. Would you be willing to support me? And I can give you 40% off, for a 90-day trial. I think you would love the blank. So for me, it's so important to put that that specific thing for them, or else people are like, okay, what do you have? And you're like, well, where do I go from here? So I always have them write specifically what it is. The next day, you guys, we just have like our little to-do list, right? And we talk about posting, messaging, adding, interacting. The next one, it talks about like, social media, why we're posting, how we're posting, blah, 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 blah. And then the last one is and then we have host to post, and then we have the, how to sign distributors kind of tips. So that's really it. But you guys, I think the secret with like managing your time and training new distributors is you can never give up the one-on-one connection. I try to get my distributor. Well, I do get my brand new distributors on a FaceTime within 24 to 48 hours. So important, because if you don't, they will quit or could quit sooner than that. You're going to have those few that are just going to jump in and run. But most people within their first week, they're scared, they're hesitant, they're like buyer's remorse, holy poop, what did I do? And so if you can get that one-on-one connection with them right away, you have that personal touch. And so when they're feeling scared or whatever, they're going to actually like be willing to talk to you. Like they're going to actually talk to you because they've seen your face. That's why I love Zoom, you guys, because like we actually get to see each other. So the next thing is don't do too much. I don't move on to the second video or the second step until the first step is done. So, you know, we message their 20 people. I have them screenshot me every single message. They do not do it by themselves. They don't know how to. So I'm like, after you message your mom, when she replies, you need to screenshot that to me. And they're like, oh, okay, she said this. I'm like, no, I don't want to hear it. Screenshot it to me. I need to see it. So then I literally just give them exactly what to reply so that we can get that first win in, you guys. Everybody needs that first win. They need their freaking first customer to be like, okay, it's working. All right, cool. I can drop my guard. I'm excited now. And then I don't move on to the next step until that one's done. I give them their first post. I'm like, okay, girl, this is your first post. And then guess what? This is the reply that you're going to message anyone who likes and comments. Okay, girl, this is your second post. Okay, this is what you're going to message anyone who likes and comments. Screenshot me their replies. Screenshot me their replies. So I'm very hands-on. But as far as like my time, you guys, most of my time, it really does go into my newbies because that's the growth. Like, if my leaders need me, they'll come to me. And so I make sure they know that. But all my time honestly goes into my newbies because they're the ones who need me. They need help with the conversations. They don't know the scripts. They don't know the team page. And so if you guys are brand new, which I know you are, like, just keep that in mind. Like, we know you're new. You just have to ask for help. That's one of the biggest things. I'm like, listen, I don't know what you don't know unless you tell me. If you don't tell me that you don't know how to post, I don't know that you don't know. And I just think you're good. And so like, if you're brand new, be like, Jackie, or whoever your enroller is, be like, okay, I want to post every single day. What should I post every single day? Or, you know, what should my consistency be? How many stories should I put up? You know, like get a to-do list together with each other, but like, just ask. Because I promise you, I've never turned away a distributor that wants to run and learn and work. Right. And so you just have to be willing to ask. And the resources are there, you guys. I know ambassadors that never even were on a team page, but they went on YouTube and they got all these people's training videos. Like, if you really want it bad enough, you'll make it work. The secret is taking action now. You don't have to be the perfect poster. Don't have to be the perfect picture. Don't have to be the perfect this, perfect anything. It's just go, 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 go. I don't even know if that answered your question, if I'm being really honest.
No, it did. And you know what? I love that Facebook thing. Like, or FaceTime thing. I feel like it's something that I should implement. Like, cause I like do not do that, but it makes a big difference.
It's huge. It's huge for like retention. It's huge.
Dude, that's so good. Okay, I have so many notes. Okay, we did have one question. I'm going to scroll up just so I can word it properly here. What do you find to be most successful when explaining what it is we do to a potential distributor? Is it a potential video for them to watch or a script? Or
so it's neither. It's voice message. So I've done all the things. I've created scripts. I've created opportunity videos. I've done all of the things. Some of my team uses the opportunity videos. Some of them use the written script. But if you really want ultimate success, you have to be personal. You have to be personal. So I told my girls this month, I'm not going to baby them. I'm not going to stoop down what I know to be the best results. And so I told them, you take this written script and you voice message it. You need to voice message it. So my thing is like, you guys, I'm sure Jackie has some sort of script or something for you, but either way, like, I voice message everything. That's it. That is the secret. It really doesn't matter so much what you say if you say it through voice message with excitement. That's all people care about. That's literally all people care about. I remember Tiffany Hare, I remember her saying, like, she's like, I had no idea what I was doing, but I was just calling up people like, oh my gosh. And they were signing up because I was so excited. Like, that's it. Like, I had no idea what I was doing, but I was just so excited. Like, you guys, my husband sent me out to the car this morning because I was on one. He sent me out to the car. He's like, I need to take your phone and you're going to go do some personal development. I was like, fine. And so then he brought my phone back out to me later and I was like, all right, I'm doing it. So you know what I did? I was like, oh my gosh, girl, blah, 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 I think you'd be so awesome in this business. Blah, blah, blah. And then I did it. And you know what? I felt so good. I had like 5 people message me back and they were like, oh my gosh, like, okay, so what do you do? How does it work? Blah, 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 blah. You guys, it is all about the mood that you say things in, and people can feel it. And even if you're in a bad mood, you still need to hype up, read a book, whatever you need to do. I love YouTube videos, you guys, because they hype me up, right? You guys don't need that though. You got Jackie. So like literally, I just love YouTube videos. I type in like motivational video and they're like, you can do it. And I'm like, you're right, I can. And then I'm like, okay, you know, and then I'm like, get it done. And like the results from that is just so good. Okay, yeah, I'll share. So basically, you guys, it's always the freaking same. It's so basic. So I literally will just be like, hey, Andrea, like I've been watching you for a little while. I think you'd be so freaking awesome at the business I do. I see that you're a mom. I'm a mom. Have you ever thought about making money with me? Super basic, you guys, like super basic. I try to add one thing with them, personal. And besides that, I always say like, have you ever thought about making money with me? Or do you even know what I do? Because sometimes people won't message you back simply because they're like, I don't know what the heck she does. So I'm not going to respond. So I'm opening that door to be able to tell them what I do. And you guys, 7.5 years, I've never skipped a beat. I've never missed a post. I've never missed a day. And you know what? Half the people on Instagram, half people on Facebook were like, no, I have no idea what you do. I haven't seen what you do. And I'm like, well, damn, I am not doing my job. So like people, you think everybody knows. They don't know, you guys. They don't know. I'm like, y'all, I'm number 3 and people don't know. And they also do not care. They don't care that I'm number 3. Like they're not like, oh my gosh, they care about themselves.
Yes.
They want to know how I can teach them how to be successful. They don't care. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm number 3. You should just join my business because obviously I know how to, you know, work it and teach you how to work it. Like, they don't care about that. It means nothing to them. So it really actually doesn't matter how much money you make. Do you want me to go through these questions?
Well, yes, but actually can we, okay, so let's just say I say yes. Yeah. Say yes. I'm like, okay, yes, give me some info on what you do. What do you say?
Oh, if you're interested?
Yes, I'm interested.
I'm so excited. All right. So then I just literally say like, oh my gosh, awesome. So basically what we do is we use social media to share about the business and the products. Every customer you bring in, you make a %. Every distributor you bring in, you make bonuses. I'll guide and train you every single step of the way. I'll show you what to do. I'll show you how to do it. I'll be with you each step. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself and how much you're looking to make a month? Mm-hmm. So I give them a little brief thing, but here's the deal. Again, they don't care about the facts. They honestly don't. They care about you knowing who they are and how much they want to make. So basically I'm rushing through it until I can ask them, can you tell me a little bit about yourself and how much you would like to make a month?
Dude, that's so good. And then they go, okay, so I'm looking to make $1,000.
What about you?
Oh yeah, and I'm a mom. Right. And so then do you just go from
so then I just kind of go into the facts, like, but I'm so excited. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're a mom, I'm a mom. This can be perfect for you. The kids can be running around. It doesn't even matter. Like, and I reassure, I will guide and train you every single step of the way. Like, I'm going to be with you. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be so much fun. And I can totally show you how to make $1,000 a month. Like, it's not going to be overnight, but as long as you're willing to do what I teach you to do, I'll show you exactly what to do. And that's always the same answer. And then I always say like, okay, so it's only $99. It's only $99 to become a distributor. That comes with some products for you. And then you can earn a $150 shopping spree right now as a promotion. And you get a $50 cash bonus with that $150 shopping spree. And that's not even a part of your check. How does that sound? I always end in a question. How does that sound? It's so important. That's like the #1 sales tool, like in the universe, like always end in a question. So I always say, how does that sound?
That's so good. And then you guys, if you're new on here and you're thinking like, well, I don't feel like I know what I'm doing, so I wouldn't be confident enough to train, whoever's team you're on here, whether it's Carrie's team or our team, like you're on a top team in the company. So you can be confident to say, we have the systems to train you and show you how to do this business. Like you're able to just plug them into the systems that your team has. Okay, I know we have 10 minutes left. Maybe we'll take one more question. My last question for you is if you could give just, I know you've probably already given the advice, but just to end it up, if you could give like just a closing tip to anybody that's new or just like a little bit nervous or pushing for a promotion, like what's your tip?
Ooh, that's a big range.
I know.
Well, number one, if you're pushing for a promotion, which everyone should be pushing for a promotion every single month, my biggest thing is make sure everyone's on the same page. Get on a Zoom with your team. Get on all your newbies. Get on a call. Whatever it is, everyone needs to be on the same page, 100%. And you need to go just hype them up. Be like, all right, this is what we're doing. This is how we're doing it. Like, we're so excited. This is our chart. And what I like to do, you guys, I like to divide it up. So like let's just say if I'm going diamond, you know, or I'm helping someone go diamond, what I'm saying is like, okay, this Ruby, you take care of these 2 legs, make sure, you know, you're coaching them, but also if they don't pull in their customers, you got to, okay, she'll take care of these 3 legs, whatever, same thing. Your responsibility is to coach them, guide them. If they don't bring in those customers, that's your GV responsibility. And so that's kind of how I like to do it because it just gives everyone a clear focus. Okay, I need to sign 3 distributors and 600 BV. And the super secret about that, you guys, is because then people don't feel alone. People want to be, again, a part of that movement, a part of that promotion. Even if they're the Ruby, like you want to be a part of that because guess what? You're next in line for the emerald and for the diamond, you know? And so I always do that. But a very last tip, I guess, for any of you newbies is just go out and do it. Just be a freaking copycat. Pick one person that you really like, that's a good, awesome distributor that, you know, Jackie or Carrie just approves of. Because I'm like, don't follow her. You know? And so pick one person and just be a copycat. If they post a business story, you post a business story. If they post a business post, you post a business post. Like it has to be you're being a copycat. But remember, there's things that we do behind closed doors. So if you want this, it's funny because I used to do this, you guys. I would see, oh my gosh, Jackie just said she signed 3 distributors. I'm going to go look at Jackie's last business post because that's obviously how she signed her 3 distributors, right? So I go steal Jackie's post. I'm like, I didn't sign 3 distributors. But what you don't see is that Jackie was messaging behind closed doors. She was following up behind closed doors. Before and after that, she was also posting consistently. So pick one person and just be a copycat, but copy the whole freaking thing. Right? If it's Jackie that you're copying, make sure you ask Jackie, how many messages you sending out a day? Because I'm going to send those out, you know, and just make sure you're doing the things. Like, that's it. It's just doing the freaking things and just being excited about it. Like, if you don't feel excited, even if you're not like Jackie or Carrie's love, this is a very energetic team, actually. Even if you guys are not like super hypey, crazy, you know, whatever. At the end of the day, like, you have to be excited about something, right? Like, think of when you found out you were pregnant. Think of when your granddaughter found out she was pregnant. Like, think of something like that where you just felt so excited. You have to be excited, you guys. You have to be excited about what's coming because otherwise, like, when you're talking to people, they don't want to be a part of that. Like, they don't want another job. They want to be a part of something fun. This is fun. That's all.
Dude, that's so good. I love this. Well, thank you so much for coming on. That brings us up to 5 minutes short of an hour. So we appreciate you so much, especially on a month like going double ambassador. Thank you for taking your time to talk with us. We like seriously are so fired up. So I'll put this on YouTube, you guys. And yeah, thank you so much, Christy.
You're welcome. See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.